Hello and welcome along people to another one of my little videos. Well, here it is as promised, the top 3 in Cup from this year's FSRA F2 Sidecar Championship. Sit back, relax and enjoy. I'll see you after the intro. Chris Schofield and Shane Colbrook. Thanks ever so much for your time, guys.
No problem.
I'm going to ask you a silly question first and get the ball rolling, as it were. Sum up your racing year in 3 words. Chris.
Rough old time.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh dear. But you potentially going to be 3rd, so...
Yeah, we've only finished 5 races.
Okay.
And it's been a tough old year.
Okay. Shane?
Same. Not the best.
Not the best. All right. That's not a good start, then, is it?
Could have gone better.
Could have gone better. Plans for the future?
My plans, the roads, TT. So I'm focusing on TT next year. Yeah, I'm going to do the British again.
So you're back in the FSRA
Yeah, back
paddock,
in the FSRA
with your lightning start?
With my lightning start, yeah. Jinxing me now, yeah. But yeah, so my plans are the FSRA. Because I'm doing the roads, Shane's no longer going to be with me because he don't want to do the roads.
Right.
I have got another passenger for next year.
Right. Do you want to tell us who it is?
You can do if you want.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so Dave Ryder, he's called.
I'm familiar with the name.
Yes, he's Richard Hackney's passenger. So obviously Richard Hackney had an accident. And when he does come back, he's going to ease himself back in with some club racing before he joins the British again.
Cool.
So yeah, that's my plans.
Shane?
Hopefully, not saying it will happen, but hopefully BSB next year, if I can wangle my way in.
Right.
Something I've wanted to do for many years, from solo days.
So on a long bike?
Yeah, be on a long bike.
Right.
Main reason for doing it, I'm not getting any younger. So if I don't take the opportunity soon, I don't think it'll ever come.
Right.
So
cool.
And obviously with the situation with Chris and the roads,
yeah,
I've never ever wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So I've stepped down so we can get a full-time passenger.
Well, it's amicable between you two guys anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is fantastic.
When I started with Chris, he knew I didn't want to do roads.
Yeah.
And we was happy at that. And then obviously times come where he wants to do it. So
we always knew we were going to end like this.
Yeah.
So
somewhere down the line,
it makes sense to get a full-time passenger that wants to do both.
Yeah.
Rather than swapping and changing.
Yeah, totally. So. What is your prep for yourselves and for your bike before you go racing?
Well, we have a checklist. I would show it you, but it's in garage.
You did show it to me last night, and we should have brought it in. But
yeah, but we have a checklist. I'll let you take a picture of it later.
Okay.
But yeah, we have a checklist. We go through that before every time it goes out.
Yeah.
Even if it's come back in and we're out in 2 races time or whatever, that checklist gets done every single time, because there's things on there that you think, no, that's just normal stuff.
Yeah.
But sometimes if you're in a rush, you forget to do that, and that can end races or stop you from racing and things like that. So it all gets checked off. And
you must do stretches and stuff, Shane.
Yeah. Always stretch off before we go out.
Do you guys have any of your drinks? Or I know some of you guys do.
I've not usually. This weekend I'm trying Sports and Science drink. Tried that. I don't know if it makes any difference or not, but I've never done it before.
I'm not sure whether it makes a difference or not. I'll often have some sort of sport drink half an hour before I go out.
Yeah.
Again, whether it makes any difference or not, I've no idea.
Yeah.
But it's in there and it's in your head.
Yeah. Are you superstitious? Do you have any rituals or routines before you go racing?
To be fair, I usually always put my left boot on first. It's not superstition, it's just something I've always done. But no, my main thing is, I'll give our Millie a cuddle, and I'll give my wife a cuddle and a kiss and tell her I love her, and that's about it really.
Shane?
Yeah, I'm the same as Chris. I don't know why, but it's always left foot first, but it's just something I do all the time. Again, give the wife a kiss, cuddle, tell her I love her, and then when we're leaving the garage, I always give a thumbs up as we're driving out to the life.
What is your favourite track and your least favourite track, and why? Shane.
Cadwell's got to be my favourite.
Right.
Probably because it's my home circuit. Done many laps round there,
Yeah.
sidecar and solo,
Yeah.
so love the place, even though this year it was terrible for us.
Right.
Three starts, 3 DNFs,
Yeah.
so it wasn't the best. And as for worst circuit, I've never been a big lover of circuits that I've raced at, never been a big lover of Mallory.
Right.
Just hate the bus stop chicane.
Right.
It's just
Not many passengers like that.
even solo.
It's those giant Smarties.
That's it. That's it. I've just never often gone well, all right there, but just don't like the place. Seems to be as a passenger. I always find it seems to be hard work.
Right.
Even though we're here at Knock Hill, which is a similar length circuit,
Yeah.
this seems far easier than what Mallory does to me.
Right.
So that's mine. That's my two.
Chris,
It's hard to say favourite because
you've had 24 hours to think about
I
this.
know,
Chris.
but there's a few, because obviously you got the Brands GP, which I've only done a few times, but it's a really good circuit.
I've only raced that one once.
And then you've got Donington, which is the Donington National. Let's get this right. The one with the loops in is absolutely shocking. Don't like that one.
Right.
But the national one that we race on is a really good fast
It's the
flowing.
second round of the year, isn't it? I still have
Yes.
to come to that round. I haven't actually been yet, so.
Yeah, but that's a really fast flowing circuit.
Yeah.
It's really good. But it's got. I think Alton Park tops them all, just because of the nature of it, the hills. It's got a hell of loads of different turns,
Yeah.
corners, and it's got the elevation. And again, it's my home round. It's only 45 minutes away from mine. Worst one. I don't really have a worse one, but the one I least enjoy is probably Cadwell Park.
Right.
Just because I've not got to grips with it yet.
Right.
And possibly Anglesey. I mean, I've had a good race at Anglesey, and I'm liking Anglesey more and more every time I go back.
Yeah.
I don't say I hate any of them,
Yeah.
but they're the probably least
Yeah, I
favourites
think
out of
racers
the lot.
don't like the ones that they can't gel with
That's
normally.
that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Right, this is a slightly controversial question, but I'm going to ask it anyway, and I did ask you this last night. What is your favourite thing about your passenger, or teammate, rather? What is your least favourite thing about your teammate? Shane.
Worst thing, and he'll hate me for saying it, is cleanliness around the bike. Not so much within the awning, but just cleanliness of the bike. I'm a bit of an OCD freak when it comes to polishing and
I'm
stuff
with you on this
myself.
one, Shane. So I feel your pain.
And Chris is the total opposite. He'd rather it be lathered in oil and grease.
Well, don't go rusty if it's got oil. It doesn't though, does it? It's got a bit of oil on it. I mean, don't get me. It's not dirty. It's not rusty. It's not dirty. And you could always pick up the polish on a rag yourself.
So what's your favourite thing then?
You don't have one.
I don't know about that.
I'll take your
Well,
medicine.
To be fair, he's never spat me out the chair or frightened me.
Really? See,
I
I've
fell
got
out.
video.
I fell out. Yes, I did fall out at Anglesey, which was
Kind of, man.
his fault in one sense. But it
Bikes-
wasn't.
We've
It
got
was.
blame bikes out there, aren't
It
there?
was.
Yeah.
It wasn't a scare me to death moment.
Yeah.
It was a oh shit, one of them, and I thought I was going to hang on to it, but I just couldn't. So it's one of them things. Other than that, pretty safe driver as far as I can make out.
And it makes a lightning start.
And his starts are excellent.
Chris?
So we're going with what least favourite first. I don't know.
Moans about
Probably
cleaning.
that he moans about all the cleaning. doesn't pick a rag up and can do it himself.
I have done.
But yeah, there's nothing really to complain about. And he gets off the bike, he's happy. If he's not happy, he'll say something. Let's change this, or what do you think about this? And
Yeah.
good,
So it gives you good
yeah,
feedback.
gives good feedback, good communication between us, which is what we need.
Yeah.
It has worked. We've made progress.
It has,
We've made progress.
Last but not least, what inspired you, or who inspired you to get into sidecar racing?
For me, it was my uncle Alan, or a lot of people know him as Scud.
Right.
He raced for as long as I can remember. It's a family thing anyway.
Right.
So I think I'm now the 4th generation. Our Josh will be the 5th generation of racing. But I used to go along with my dad to help my uncle Alan, and watching him fly around these circuits. He retired, so that gave me our inspiration for me then to go and buy a bike and carry on.
What inspired you to be a passenger?
To be perfectly honest, I couldn't afford to go back solo racing.
Right.
So it was a cheap option of going back, although it's not a cheap option.
No.
But as a passenger, it's a cheap option to go back racing.
Right.
It was 2018, BSB at Cadwell, not BSB, the Revival at Cadwell.
Yeah.
Phil Hyde, I don't know whether you know the name.
I don't.
Collared me, and because I used to race with him solos. He says, "Have you got your passenger licence still? You got your passenger licence still?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "Oh, you could have had a ride this weekend, no problem."
Right.
Went away from that meeting, applied for my passenger licence, and shall we say the rest is history.
Brilliant. Well, thanks ever so much, guys. Thanks for your time.
problem.
I think that went well. And good luck this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brian and Arlo, how you doing?
Okay, thank you.
So can you sum up your racing year in 3 words?
Up and down.
Fantastic.
Okay. You've had a good year then. So where after today will you guys end up in the championship? Because you guys are in Cup.
Yeah, we finished 2nd in the championship.
Brilliant. So I mean that's quite a good year, isn't it? It's quite a good result.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. What is your plans, collectively or otherwise, for your racing future for next year?
Well,
We don't know yet, do we? We don't know.
we've decided that, we've asked Arlo to passengers next year, and he's agreed to do that.
Cool.
So that's good. So, as far as I'm concerned, the team's on the up.
Yeah.
But we don't quite know sort of like with terms of roads and stuff, but we're definitely doing Scarborough next weekend, and then we'll just see what we go from there, take it one step at a time.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And of course Arlo's got his nice new leathers on.
I do.
does, yeah.
Very swanky, I think.
Very nice.
Yeah.
What is your prep for the bike and yourselves before you go racing?
As far as the bike's concerned, I do all the prep. Turned my wife into a garage widow, basically. I literally go into the garage pretty much every night in between race meetings, and do what I have to do with it.
Yeah.
Whether it's to just stand there and look at it, or strip it down, check everything out, make sure it's all right. Because at the end of the day, I am responsible for 2 people.
Yeah.
So the bike has got to be as well presented as it possibly can.
Yeah, the new clutch went in it this week.
Yeah, put a new clutch in it. The clutch actually was slipping after during the first race of Croft, and we managed to muddle our way through, didn't we? Towards the end, and we got a 2nd and a 1st. Did we get a 2nd and a 1st?
2nd and 1st.
Yeah, 2nd and a 1st. And so.
Or was it a 3rd and a 1st?
Could have been. Whatever it was.
Doesn't matter.
We got a 1st.
Do you have any? Are you superstitious, or do you have any rituals or routines before you go racing?
I just wake up, barely, roll out of bed.
Only when you've woken up.
Yeah.
And then having a little sleep.
Yeah, basically.
And then go racing.
I used to start the bike before I put it in the trailer. I've stopped doing that now. I don't know why, but I just do that. But no, other than that, no, it's just down pure preparation.
Right.
At the end of the day.
What is your favourite track or your least favourite track, and why? I think that was yours, Lisa. Wasn't it?
I actually don't know, because I always used to say Croft, but we did Croft and I liked it, so I don't really know now. I think I like them all. I don't think we've done one track this year that's been bad, really. Anglesy's tough.
Yeah.
Anglesy's tough. Cadwell's tough, but I like Cadwell. It's tough in a good way. But otherwise, I don't know. I like them all at the moment.
I love Donington.
Right.
I'm literally 2 miles away from it. It's just a fantastic track. I like all the park tracks, to be fair.
Right.
They're all great. Alton, obviously, we didn't do it this year, but we'll see what happens next year. My least favourite track. I've only done it once, and I'll probably never do it again. That's Darlingmore.
Right. Now this is a controversial question that we came up with last night. What is your least favourite and your favourite thing about your teammate?
Ooh.
Yeah. Tough. Well, I like your tan. I think you've got a lovely tan. So I'll say that.
Oh, thanks.
It's alright, don't worry about it.
Fishing on Norfolk Broads, by the way. Yeah, go on. Finish what you're saying.
Well, I like your tan.
This is before the next race.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't got a least favourite thing about you. You're perfect. There you go. I don't know. I can't think of a least favourite thing.
He's utterly lying.
I like that you're short and it makes me look taller.
Mate, you make everyone look tall. You make everyone look short. For the heck. I haven't got a least favourite thing about him.
Which is good. That's
the
fine.
best thing about him
Surely
is...
it's because I don't do any work on the bike. I'm completely dyslexic with tools. That's not great.
Yeah. Maybe I do have to wake you.
You do have to wake me up.
I do have to wake you up a lot. I don't mind you sleeping, but I do have to wake you up. Yeah. Other than that, his knowledge in telling me about my lines and stuff like that, his feedback is fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, a serious answer would be you're really consistent on the bike, and you don't do silly things, and you don't lose your head or anything like that, which some drivers do.
I probably have done in the past, which
not with me.
Know.
Not with me. So that's what matters.
Yeah.
Okay, last but not least, what would have inspired you to get into sidecar racing first?
My dad and I always used to go to the race. We live quite close to Cadwell, so we used to go to Cadwell a lot. And I've always been dead into bikes, and I don't know what it was about sidecars. I don't know what attracted me to it in the first place. But it did, and I thought it was interesting. I thought it was different, and I thought it was extreme, and I liked that. And so I had to go at taxi rides when I was about 14, when I lied about my age. Yeah, did it, enjoyed it, and then sort of did more taxi rides and realised that I could do this, and did it and enjoyed it and could do it. And
so, have you ever thought of being a driver, or are you just happy being a passenger?
Do you know what? I'd love to have a go at driving, but as we've already been over, I don't know how to use a spanner. I've got no clue, and I haven't got any money, so.
You're happy being...
I can barely afford what I'm doing now, and I can't really afford what I'm doing now, so one day when I'm rich and famous, I'll get myself a sidecar.
Brian?
Don't know what year it was. Darlingmore, Tony Baker. I watched him for the first time ever. I was bored one Saturday or Sunday, and I went there and I saw him, and I thought, great. Still to this day look up to him, and I'm really happy to say he's a good friend of mine as well. Yeah, he's a very good friend now.
He's very knowledgeable.
And it's fantastic.
He's an absolute gem. I
his
spoke to him.
His racing skills are fantastic, his building skills are fantastic.
Yeah.
So he essentially got me in it, although he probably doesn't know because I've never told him. Yeah.
It's out there now.
Yeah.
Alright, that's it, guys. Thanks ever so much for your time.
Great.
That went really well. We got there.
Do you want paying now or later?
Atkinson and Mark Middleton. How you doing?
Good,
yeah, very good. Yeah, thanks. I think you've had quite a good year, haven't you?
Yeah, fair to say.
Okay.
Yeah,
can you sum up your racing year in 3 words? Rob.
Oh, you go first.
Mark.
Glad it's over.
Glad it's over.
Very, very relieved, I think.
Yeah, that's a good one. Very relieved. It's we've been trying for this for a few years now, so...
How about I do one for you? Won the championship. Expand.
Perfect. Yeah, well, it's been a good year for us. We've, you know, like I say, we've been trying for this for quite a few years now, and for it to finally happen feels like a big relief.
Yeah. So for people who haven't and obviously don't know, you won the cup.
Yeah.
So within the FSRA there is Supers and Cup, but you are this year's Cup champions.
Correct.
Fabulous. And like you say, you have been battling for this for how many years?
Well, we started in 2018, and first year in the championship was 2019, wasn't it? So since 2019, so
Right.
a fair old slog.
What are your plans for the future, Mark?
Next year, come back in the Supers.
Right. So you're back in the FSRA again.
Right, yeah. And hopefully, you know, a podium would be a great achievement. Get on the podium.
We had quite a few this year, but super podium as opposed to Cup.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because obviously we're going up.
We've been hovering around sort of 4th to 6th, somewhere around there, haven't we? So
Yeah.
You've been going well.
Yeah, the goal for us is to be pushing the podiums in the super class.
Of course, you have just sold the old Faithful,
We are
and you just bought.
tier.
Yeah, there was a few tiers.
Yeah.
So you just bought a new
A new bike, yeah, we're having Conrad's bike.
Conrad Harrison,
Conrad Harrison,
the legend.
The legend.
Man the myth. Same chassis.
Yeah.
Right.
There's only 2 Bellis chassis in the UK, as far as I'm aware. And Dave Schofield's got ours now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll be going out on it in about 20 minutes, aren't we?
Yeah, so it'd be weird watching. It was weird watching that go round.
This morning, yeah.
Yeah. So.
But no, onwards and upwards, you know, it's the plan is to be heading towards the TT, so a new bike will hopefully,
Yeah.
you know, keep us safe
Yeah,
more
indeed.
than anything else.
Yeah.
What is your prep for you and for your bike before you go racing?
No, don't ask me.
Rob!
Yeah. So after each round, you know, you get the bike back on, get it up in the air, get the belly off it, and you know, take it to pieces. Just make sure everything's okay. Checking the framework,
Yeah.
making sure everything's hunky dory, giving everything a good clean, put it back together, and you know, standard things, changing the oil, and just checking the bike over, make sure.
I'm glad you said that. There's something that I learned when I came into this paddock. You don't paint the frames, none of the frames are painted, so they're all bare metal frames.
Yeah.
So you oil and polish.
Yeah,
basically.
you keep them that way so that you can see cracks in them, because it's not a frame that's been made by Mr. Honda in a factory in Japan. You know, it's been knocked up by some fella in a garage in York.
Very clever man in a garage.
Yeah, I say some fella. He's a very clever guy. But because of that, you know, you want to make sure that the chassis are right, and if you paint it, you can't see any cracks. So you keep it as bare metal, so you can polish it and make sure she's
Cool.
staying together.
Your favourite track and your least favourite track, and why? Mark. You've got to answer a question, Mark.
Yeah, Brands GP. That's where I did my
Okay.
debut, because it's quick and there's no. It's local. It's quick and there's no quick transitions.
It's nothing too technical for you there.
No, yeah, I quite like the fast flowing stuff.
Right.
Pushing the GP right, you know, on the back.
Yeah.
And least favourite Castle Combe.
Right. You're not the first person to say that.
Yeah.
You haven't had a chance to get to Thruxton or Silverstone or anywhere like that yet, have you?
No, and none of it.
Which is the big,
Never-
fast, wide open stuff.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I love that sort of stuff. And
So what would your favourite be?
one of those two, either Thruxton or Silverstone.
Right.
I don't think we'll ever get a chance to do the big Silverstone Grand Prix circuit again.
Right.
But we did about 10 years ago.
Right.
And unreal circuit, yeah.
Yeah, I did.
And least favourite?
Least favourite, yeah, probably Castle Combe, yeah.
Yeah, I was there when I was a
It's
novice.
just all a bit stop and start.
Yeah,
So
I was there when I was a novice, and maybe I didn't have the experience to enjoy it. I don't know.
Yeah.
We just sort of surviving.
Curveball question you haven't been asked, but I just thought, any ambitions to go F1?
So,
Oh, hang on. Did I hook something there?
well, when we knew we were, when I say we knew, when it looked like we were going to take the cup title this year, we had a decision to make, which was either go down the road route or keep going on circuit stuff. And if we're going on circuit stuff, it was, do we look at the F1s, because you know, you feel like that's sort of the next level on. You know, the F2s are the road sort of bikes, aren't they? They call them TT bikes, a lot of people, because that's where you are. And we were somewhere in the middle, weren't we?
Yeah.
And we've gone for the F2 route. So if you've got the budget, it'd be nice to do both, to be honest. But
we got unfinished business for the F2. We want to stay with the FSRA. We want to do the roads and stuff. So.
I think it's a great class, and I, as an outsider, I think it's a shame that F1 is called F1 and F2 is called F2, because I think as an outsider, this is my personal opinion, I think there's pluses and minuses to both classes.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about that, but that's how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just exciting at the end of the day. So it doesn't bother me too much that they're called the F1s and we're the F2s.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, I feel like we've got unfinished business where we are at the moment. So we'd like to accomplish what we can on these bikes and see how far we can get before we go anywhere else.
Right. So this next question was inspired by you guys whilst I was chatting to you in your awning last night. What is your favourite thing about your teammate? What's your least favourite thing about your teammate?
I said to you yesterday I didn't want to answer this question.
We don't have to then.
How much tape have you got left?
Mark.
Well, favourite, we'll go favourite.
Keeping in mind you're not gone racing today.
I think Rob gave me the opportunity, without being cheesy, to do it. When I used to watch TT as a kid, I wanted to do it. I grew up on a street with Martin Hall. We used to do TT around the corner from Greg Lambert. I knew what Sidecar racing was, and I sort of wanted to do it. And then when I started working with Rob, it was purely a coincidence that he did it, and then here we are. So that's my favourite thing about him. He gave me the opportunity, and I think we're a fairly good team.
I think we're worthwhile.
There always seems to be a very, very happy atmosphere in your team. I have to say that as a person who comes from that silly game occasionally that I encourage everybody to play. Obviously with the stressful moments at the last round where you get an issue with your engine, but other than that, I think for the last 2 years when I've been in your company, you've always had a positive vibe. So that's
well, we come racing to enjoy it. No one's ever going to make.
So do you have an irritating? Does he have any? Does he?
Yeah, he's a bit meticulous. He's a bit particular.
It's not bad quality.
A bit particular about the way he wants things done, but it's his bike. But even when loading the wagon, you put this in the wrong place. Put that over there. No, but he's driving the wagon. He's driving the bike. It's his, and he's a liar as well. We'll just take it steady, build up the laps, and then he gets his race head on. Do you know what I mean? Alright, I thought we were taking it steady.
We all wondered what you were going to say then. Rob, do you want to answer it or should we just move on?
I'll answer it. It's
okay.
Fine. Yeah.
Not swearing.
Yeah, it's a family show, Rob.
No, I mean he's a top passenger. We've developed along together. A lot of people sort of struggle to hold on to passengers. You sort of chop and change around.
Yeah. And
I wanted to have somebody on more as a permanent fixture because you learn how one another operate.
Yeah.
And his commitment to it has been second to none. He's
always there, irritating you.
You're always there, giving us a hand prepping the bike, and like I say, as we've developed together, he's come a long way, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, maybe.
He can hold on. That's the best.
Well, you boys are going quick, so and I think it's only by your lap times prove that you're obviously as a team doing something right. So
we're getting faster every weekend, aren't we? So,
this year we have.
Yeah, and I think because we're able to communicate with one another. You come back in and talk about what's happened, and I need a little bit more here, and you might need a little bit more time somewhere. And I think the fact that we work well as a team has really helped us develop and get to where we are.
We work together all week as well, so sidecars all week.
You're sick of the side from then?
Yeah, well,
I spend more time with him than I do with the wife.
Last October.
You said that on video as well.
Yeah, she knows.
We spent every day together apart from 2 days, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right, last but not least, what inspired you to get into, or who inspired you or influenced you to get into sidecar racing? Rob.
So I was racing solos before I got into sidecar racing.
Yeah.
And my brother and a friend of his, they had a sidecar. They would come along to all the meetings, and they knew sort of people who'd been sidecar racing. And so my brother was actually racing before me, and then the standard story, you get a house, you get a mortgage, and I couldn't afford to be racing anymore. So me and a friend bought one together. So we've split the cost, but still got racing. So we're sort of racing at half the price. It sounds odd to say, but probably my older brother actually, because
really,
because the one with the lumberjack with the great big beard,
forklift.
Yeah, the human forklift. But yeah, I didn't really know much about sidecar racing to be honest before my brother got involved. So it'd have to be my brother. It sounds like an odd thing to say.
Yeah, I think it. You wouldn't say it in front of him, though.
No, I wouldn't say it. No. I won't be sending him the link to this.
I will, don't worry.
For me, a few people, I guess, really. Rob re-inspired me because I thought it wasn't like a mad, bucket list dream to become a sidecar passenger. Something I was sort of mildly interested in, and when the opportunity came to do it, I did. So, but watching Molly, the TT,
yeah,
like I said, Martin Hall and Dougie Wright. My mum and dad are good friends of his parents, Martin's parents. We watched a bit of TT and he was top 5. That's what got me interested in it. I've grown up with bikes, and then so a mixture of people on the telly and Rob, poking me, my mum and dad, being bikers. So. I wouldn't want to do his job.
You wouldn't?
No, I don't think I'd think about being a driver. Some people make that transition, don't they?
Yeah.
But I'm not interested. I think I couldn't do his job. He finds gaps and stuff. I think, alright. Just like you probably don't want to do my job, do you?
No, we've talked about it, haven't we? Sort of swapping for a practice session or something like that. Just a test day or something. No. I did one meeting in the chair for my brother.
Oh, you have?
I did one meeting, yeah.
Right.
But I was racing the bike the same day, I was racing the solo the same day. I had 6 bike races. It was when Auto 66 would run through the program 3 times in a day.
Yeah.
So I had 6 bike races and then 3 in the chair for my brother. And I remember him dragging me down the start-finish line, with my feet dangling out the back, and I was...
Was this at Scarborough?
No, this was at Elmington.
Right.
And I thought, that's the last time I ever do that.
Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks ever so much for your time.
Well
done on your championship.
Thank you very much.
And we'll hopefully see you in the paddock next year.
You will do. Well.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
You dirty bastard! You're on time, man.
I told you to wank it.
If you've liked this video, please leave a thumbs up. If you haven't liked this video for any reason, please feel free to leave a thumbs down. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Don't forget to ding dong the notification bell, and that way you will never ever miss another episode here on the Mad Leprechaun. Until next time, people, look after yourself. Bye bye.